AEW has been running an event called Forbidden Door for a while now, but I don't believe that is the true Forbidden Door. Now, what they're referring to in the Forbidden Door is wrestling companies working together to promote an event and having their wrestlers face off against other wrestlers from the other company. But this event has been very limited to only about 3 to 4 companies. AEW usually partners up with CMLL, New Japan Pro Wrestling, and Stardom to promote these events, but there's an event out there that does more than that. The event I'm talking about is Josh Barnett's Bloodsport. Now, if you've never heard of this event, it is a fantastic event, one of my favorites that happens during the year. And might ask, Forbidden Door, what do you mean? Josh Barnett's Bloodsport is the only place you will ever see WWE, GCW, TNA, Stardom, New Japan, everybody come together to wrestle. Now, this event is not a traditional wrestling event. This is sort of a MMA / wrestling event, much like the UWF in the 80s and the 90s. If you haven't watched any of the UWF, you are missing out. One of Japan's greatest promotions that never made it, unfortunately. I personally love the UWF and I love Bloodsport. It adds elements of MMA along with elements of wrestling to create some incredibly interesting matchups and matches. Now, this is all spearheaded by a man named Josh Barnett, who is a second-degree black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, a former UFC fighter and champion, and has fought in just about every single UFC-style fighting company that has ever existed. Pride, Bellator, you name it, Josh Barnett has fought in it. As well as MMA, he has worked for many different wrestling promotions, including New Japan and TNA, and has had fairly successful careers with both of those companies. But to me, the greatest thing he has ever done is brought us Bloodsport. Now, Bloodsport is on its 12th event, so pretty huge for something that isn't as big as any sort of WrestleMania or anything like that. They tend to hold about 3 to 4 events a year, and it is sponsored by Game Changer Wrestling or GCW. Now, he has branched off and done an extra show in Japan exclusively called Bushido. Same event, just in Japan. It's a, spin-off show in Japan, but just as good as the other 12 events that we've gotten so far. And number 13 is right around the corner. It'll be the same weekend as WrestleMania in Las Vegas. So if you are in Vegas for Mania, I would highly suggest going to Bloodsport. It is much like if you've watched the NXT Underground matches, it's pretty much where they got their inspiration for this. It's just a ring with no posts, and the rules are keep the fight on the mat. There's no fighting on the outside. If somebody goes out to the outside, then you're supposed to let them come back in. And if they don't come back in by the count of 10, match is over and you win. Pretty simple. My favorite one, though, is Bloodsport X, the 10th edition of Josh Barnett's Bloodsport. And just listen to the card on this. You're going to see some names that you know and are surprised that they were in the same room together. We have the first match, Nick Nemeth versus Mike Bailey, Speedball Mike Bailey, who just signed with AEW, and Nick Nemeth, the former TNA World Heavyweight Champion. Then we have Lindsay Snow and Lady Frost, Mina Shafir and Janaya Kai, Mina Shafir, AEW, Charlie Dempsey and Matt Molosky, Charlie Dempsey, WWE. We've got Shayna Baszler and Masa Slamovich, Shayna Baszler, WWE, Masa Slamovich, TNA, and this is well before the TNA and WWE partnership, so there you go. This is why I believe this is the true Forbidden Door. Anybody from anywhere, as long as they get the okay from their contract heads, can be at Bloodsport. Josh Barnett will figure it out and find them a match. That's the beauty of Bloodsport. It's coming together to fight, and it is so much fun. You never know what you're gonna get at a Bloodsport match. It's well worth any watch, and this upcoming one is going to be incredible. He's added some New Japan talent that hasn't had a Bloodsport match yet, and I am looking forward to it. It looks so good. Just going through the matches right now, we have Royce Isaacs versus Tavion Heights, a WWE superstar. Shayna Baszler versus Konami, this WWE and Stardom. Zack Sabre Jr. versus Jonathan Gresham, New Japan, and I believe Jonathan Gresham is still signed with TNA at this moment. He might have let his contract go. I'm not quite sure. JR Kratos versus Karrion Kross. Now, Kratos has worked for many different promotions. Right now, he is working for the NWA. Makia versus Carmen Petrovic. another Stardom versus WWE. Charlie Dempsey versus Shinya Okai, who is working for DDT and 01 currently in Japan. Natty Neidhart, or Natalia as some of you may know her, and Moi Wamashita, another Stardom competitor, along with a WWE competitor. Layla Hirsch versus Jordan Blade, and Timothy Thatcher versus Pete Dune. So, incredible looking card. I am looking so forward to Josh Barnett's Bloodsport, and if you are so inclined, we will be watching it as a group in the Discord that I have linked down below. You are more than welcome to join and come hang out any night. We try to watch wrestling almost every night, so make sure to drop in, come hang out. Got a good group of people in there. Just love watching wrestling. But back to Bloodsport. Bloodsport raises an important thing that I think we all could look at and learn a little bit from. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter where you go home to. As long as you can come and put on a good match, there's a place for you. And Josh Barnett's Bloodsport is a great spot for people who have a fighting background and a wrestling background to come together and show off their talents. It's an incredible show, and in my mind is the true Forbidden Door. And there have been other events that have sort of mirrored this style of wrestlers from many different companies, just like the Chris Bay benefit event had wrestlers from just about every major company on the planet. And I believe that these events will bring wrestlers and wrestling fans together in ways that we may have never seen before, in ways that can really make wrestling truly great. Now, I have talked about tribalism over and over and over again, and it's a point I want to drive home that tribalism isn't good by any metric. Tribalism is bad. A healthy rivalry is great. A rivalry between two companies who want to push each other towards greater excellence is a great thing. And having events where we can pit up wrestlers from other companies against each other and just see how they stack up, and getting some of these dream matches that we've all been wanting and thinking about because this wrestler works for AEW or this wrestler works for WWE, it'll never happen. It'll never happen. There are places where these events could happen, and I hope that there are more of them in the future. Josh Barnett's Bloodsport is one of them, even though we don't have any AEW wrestlers on the card for this event, and there has been a little bit of controversy between AEW and GCW that could be at play. I'm not going to say anything about that because I can't confirm anything, but we will be missing some AEW talent on this event. One of the big names from AEW that has participated in a few Bloodsports is Jon Moxley, their current champion. At the time of recording this video, I recorded this before Revolution, so he could have lost it to Swerve Strickland. But he has participated in many of these matches and has put on some fantastic bouts. It's only a matter of time before more independent wrestling promotions see that this works and people want to see this, and tries to bridge that gap between the two major companies in WWE and AEW to be able to give us some of these dream matches that people are so concerned about and want so bad. Now, it's probably in the distant future. It won't be something we get this year, but I do believe that the time is coming where it'll matter where you sign, but there will be times when it won't, where it's times where you're just a wrestler wrestling another wrestler and putting on a classic match. And that's what I want from wrestling. I want to see the best of the best go at it with the best of the best, no matter where it is, when it is, or how it is. And Josh Barnett's Bloodsport has delivered that on more than one occasion. Now, we have this event coming up WrestleMania weekend, as well as another one planned in London. This will be another one just like Bushido, where it's kind of, off the numbered path, but it should be just as good nonetheless. We have no idea who will be on the London version of this because he really doesn't start making announcements until about a month ahead of time, and that one's slated for September. So hopefully by August, we will be looking forward to Josh Barnett's Bloodsport in London. But for now, that'll be it. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I hope you get to enjoy Josh Barnett's Bloodsport 13 coming up on April 17th.